Hello guys, welcome to today's video. In today's video, we're gonna be talking about my settings, or settings specifically, or mainly just settings. So FOV is the first one. I like to play 120 since it's like very zoomed out. You have to feel up speed a little, and for close quarter combat, it's better to see like your left and right more. But if you're more like sniping, I would say between 110 and 100. Let's see, this is 100. I wouldn't really go any lower than this. It is still user preference, so you could go lower if you want to. However, I personally just wouldn't, because it'll get like... If somebody was like sitting right here and I was looking like this, I can't. But if it was 120, then you could see it. So that's why I like to play max, because I don't really snipe too much. Rear sight transparency is just the transparency of the gun, like the rear side, so you can look through it. I personally... Alright, so now for toggle inverted y-axis. So basically, if I would have it on right now, if I do my mouse downwards like this, whoops. So if I put it down like that, if I had it on, it would go up instead of down. So that's basically just keep that off. Dynamic stance, also user preference. It's like when you crouch, the movement of the gun like changes. So I like to keep that off because I don't know, just do. Now, toggle direct angular input, I don't know what it does. Just keep it off. Damage numbers, I have it on. It's user preference, so you could turn it off if you want to. I have it on 31 size. Don't want it too big. Stamina movement. Also, wait, before I got stamina movement, damage numbers is basically like when you shoot someone, you'll see how much damage you do. So I like to keep that on. Stamina movement's kinda user preference. I don't know how bad the stuff is without it on. It's basically like you can't keep like doing it, but the cooldown's like less. But you can't like keep doing super jumps and slides and stuff. But it's not that bad, honestly. I like to keep it the stamina movement on for myself because you can jump faster, like less cooldown and stuff. That's why I like to keep that on. Mouse sensitivity, user preference. This is mine if you want to use it. Double tap sprint is basically if you click W twice, then it'll sprint for itself. But I like to keep that off because if sometimes I like was sprinting and then I try to like crouch and then instead of crouching it slides. So I like to keep that off. These I don't know what it does, so just don't change it or change it to what I have. Selected lobby style is like the style of the lobby. Toggle lobby weapon models. I would keep this off because if you're in the game and you have this on, it'll keep like the guns, like when you change it like this, it'll keep this loaded in. So it'll be more laggy if you have that on. So I would turn it off. Toggle lobby sounds just speaks for itself. Return to main menu on despawn. I would just keep that on because like if you despawn with backspace, it'll respawn you or whatever, I think. For display, ragdolls is basically again user preference. I have it on because it looks funny. But you can turn it off for maybe better performance and like people can hide inside the body. So if you want to have more like instead of having more fun, to say it like kind of rough, you could turn it off for more performance and like if you're more tryharding or something like that, I think. Bullet holes is if you turn that off, then basically that will be gone, the hole. Oops, wrong one. Roblox particles, if you turn this off, basically, the smoke will be gone. No, the smoke will be there. It's just like when you shoot, there will be nothing but the bullet hole. But if you turn it on, then you have this. If you are like close to it and like keep shooting it, you might get like worse performance. But I just like to keep it on. First person bullet casings is the casings that eject, so that I don't know, you could turn it off if it's distracting for you. Toggle chat. Now, chat, you could turn it off if people are getting annoying in chat and stuff. You could just turn it off if you want to. I keep everything on except for streamer mode. Toggle vote kick pop up, so you could turn it off. So if somebody would vote kick you or somebody else, there will be a little menu where you can vote to kick someone. So I just keep that on. You could turn it off if you want to. Toggle global shadows. You could turn it on, but you'll get way worse performance, and you won't be able to see as good. So I just keep that off. Same for the other three settings. I didn't know what Roblox shaders does. For my feeling, it doesn't really change anything, so just keep that off. Third person muzzle flashes doesn't really matter because then you would be dead. So then it's third person. So if you're dead, then you're basically in third person, so it doesn't matter. First person, I will keep everything on. You could turn off the smoke if you want better frames. I'm not sure if it directly changes performance. So I don't know, you could turn it off or on. User preference basically. Enable tracer visibility through optics. I would keep that on. Because like if you're in a scope, like you're scoping in and somebody misses you, you can still see the bullet. If you see it fast enough. These are toggle full detail weapon drops. You could turn it off. I don't know how it looks. Let's see if I can get the same spawn. No. Let me just get the same spawn real quick. Yeah, so if that's off, you'll just have this, which, I don't know, it's not that well, so I would just keep it on. Basically user preference, but just keep it on. I'm not really gonna go into the skill. I would keep chat not too big, though. And for the rest, this is just the skill of mine. So that's basically every setting you can change. Let me go over every single one of them again slowly so you can see all of mine. You could pause if you need to. Now for keybinds, though. I have kept basically everything default except for a few. Jump no fault, and there's some stuff you could do for a glitch which I don't know out of my head. But so this is what I done, which I actually kinda like. So for example, I want to switch to my knife, right? You have to click 3 or 1 and then 3. So then that's like harder to get to if you want to keep walking and stuff. So what I did is I made it so that if I press E, it'll switch back to my primary. Wait, so if I'm like in this situation, right, where I have to run, but I want to run faster, I can click E, and then it switches to my knife. If there was somebody around this corner and I was like this, I can click E again, and it'll basically switch between my knife and my gun, my primary gun. You could change it to a different button, but I'll show you how in a second. What I also did is I can still click 1, 2, and 3 for the guns and grenade. So that's also still a thing. So basically, what you want to do is what it would be like is 1 sec. 3 this. So this is what it would look like normally. So what I did is I got this. I made E. So basically, where I put E here, you can change it to any keybind you want, really. But if what I would do is E, but if you could do a different keybind, so if you did Q, for example, that's fine. But what you do then is I would put here 1, so that if you're like on your secondary and you want to switch to your primary and not your knife, you can click 1 still instead of E. Because if you clicked E and you were on your secondary, it would go to your melee. Because what you do here is you put the same button here. So basically, if this is Q, then you have to put Q here as well. And then 3 on this side, so that you can, if you're on your secondary, you can switch to your knife of 3 and to your primary of 1 as well still. But basically, what this does is if you click E, it switches between your primary and your knife. so that it's like easier to switch between them if you really wanted to. For the rest, I didn't change too much things. Let me see real quick. Throw grenade, that's default, I'm pretty sure. Now, inspect weapon, you can turn it off completely or change it to a button that you don't press fast, like left alt for me. So you can select inspect the weapon like this. This is basically what it does. I don't know what the normal button for it would be, but I have it on left alt because it's like accessible, but it's not like in your way, to say it like that. So just change it to a button you wouldn't normally press, but if you want to, you could change it to a button you can still press, like left alt. But if you don't want to be able to do this, then you could just remove it entirely. So mine is left alt for that. Interaction action. So that's basically like if you're standing above a gun. Wait, let me get that real quick. Let me get the correct spawn. So basically, if you change the interact button to B, for example, so I have to hold B to like pick up this gun, but if I change it to B, I would have to hold B to pick up the gun instead of V. That's basically what that does, so I will keep it normal. Now, spotting, I didn't really use it, but if you're sniping, it could be nice. So I have that on Q, it's easily to access, just like E, but it's like not in the way. Steady scope is left shift, which is normal. What you could do is make it like left button, so that if you're right, actually I'll do that, and then just like this, because then if you like go with a sniper with or just mainly any gun with this, a zoomable, then if you hold your left button, it'll automatically like hold the left shifting, but you can still do left shift or whatever. So if you want that, you could. I'm not sure if I want that, so I'll keep it like this. I'll think about it still. Now, you could change it to toggle, so that you press shift and it'll like toggle it, and then press shift again, then it will stop doing that. Now, unlock mouse is basically normally L, but I just turned it off completely because I don't need it. Also, steady scope toggle, you could turn it on, you could turn it off. Your choice. Just put it on shift or whatever. Force respawn is normally only backspace, but I put it to M. Like, some games have M for menu and stuff, so that's why. Chat enter is like when you press, like the dash thingy, I forgot what it's called. You can basically like chat. Like that. So you could change that if you want. I don't know if it works, but it's fine. If you have chat turned off, you don't need to have any of these bottom keybinds. This is basically chat scrolling and stuff. This is the end of the settings mainly, because I showed all of the settings that I had to. So, that's basically all for settings. If you want to see a little gameplay, then you could stay. And if you don't, then that will be the video, basically. There is also still the April Fool's event, which in the event there's 150 XP for a kill. So there's 50% more XP, I'm pretty sure. And you also have limited time access to 4 guns, which is the UAR question mark, so basically the AUG question mark, the FAMAS question mark, and then the L85A2 question mark. I've used this one the most out of these 3. They're all in assault section. I don't know it. This one, it's just all that's really special about this is the recoil, and that you unlock every single attachment for it instantly. So you also get this KEK 50, which is, I've used this one the most out of each single one. It's basically an automatic sniper that's basically the 350, but it's worse range. So it's not all range versus a one tap, but it's an automatic. So you can do this, which it's really not smart to do already. So, but you can basically do that. If for close quarter combat, if you're like using it in an automatic way, close quarter, it's good. But for the rest, it's pretty decent sniper. It's only 1 damage away. The headshot damage, however, is 10,000. I'm gonna show in this video. So see you guys in the next one. Bye bye.